Hare Krishna students, today we will learn about the second portion of our chapter, that is the chapter 1 computer devices. What we have, chapter 1 computer devices, we have already learned the first 3-4 pages in our last class, and today we will learn from chapter 1, that is page number 8 and 9 and 10. So let's start from page number 8, that is, what is a storage device? Device that help to store data and information are called storage device. Let us learn about storage device. That's the storage capacity of a computer is called memory. What do you mean by storage device of a computer? That means the memory of a computer. The storage capacity of a computer is called its memory. It helps the computer to store the data and information. There are two types of computer memory. What are those? Whatever we can store the data and information in our computer, those we can store in our memory. The storage capacity of a computer is called its memory. So, there are two types of computer memory. Those are primary memory or internal memory and secondary memory and external memory. What are those? Those are primary memory or internal memory. That means it is the main memory of the computer. It is the main area where data is stored. The primary memory is of two types, RAM and ROM. RAM. The full form of RAM is Random Access Memory, and the full form of ROM is ROM, that means Read Only Memory. So, it is the main memory of our computer, the main area where data is stored, that is primary memory, and these are of two types, RAM and ROM. RAM means it stands for Random Access Memory. It is read and write memory also. Data is lost when power is switched off. And ROM, what is that? It stands for read only memory. It is read only memory. We can read the memory in ROM. ROM means read only memory. We can read only the memory. We can't write the memory. So, data can only be read from ROM but cannot be written into it. We can only read the data from ROM but we cannot write the data into it. So, it is a permanent. So, it is permanent. Data is not lost when power is switched off. In RAM, if power is switched off, we can lost the data. But in ROM, if power is switched off, we cannot. Data does not lost. Data is not lost when power is switched off. So, in RAM, we can read and write the memory, and data is lost when power is switched off. But in ROM, we can read the memory only, we cannot write in it, and this is from these data can be lost when power is switch off. What next? Secondary memory or external memory. The memory where the data is stored on a long-term basis is called secondary memory. It is used to store data permanently. That means where we can store data permanently, that is our secondary memory or external memory. What are those? Those secondary memory are hard disk, CD or DVD and pen drive. Some of the example of secondary memory are CD, DVD, hard disk and pen drive, where we can store a long term basis and store the data permanently. And what is hard disk? Hard disk is generally used to store a large amount of data. Hard disk is a secondary memory or external memory where we can store a large amount of data. Next, what we have? That is CD. That means compact disk. CD is small, portable disk used to record and store data. Text and other information. It stores up to 70 MB of data. It is also used to record and play audio or video files. There are two types of CDs. CD is a small and portable disk used to record and store data, text and other information. It stores up to 70 MB of data. It is also used to record and play audio or video files. There are two types of CDs. What are those? CD-ROM. The data can be written only once but can be read number of times. What is that? That CD-ROM where we can write the data only once but read the data several times. Data can be written only once but can be read number of times in CD-ROM. And what next? CD-RW. That is you can read as well as write the data a number of times. It is called rewritable CD. That means full form of CD-RW is rewritable CD. Means rewritable compact disk where we can read as well as write the data a number of times. So these are the CD or compact disk we have, that is CD-ROM and CD-RW. What next? The next external or secondary memory is our DVD, that is digital versatile disk. That means DVD is similar to CD in shape. CD and DVD look similar in shape. It can store more amount of data than a CD. Storing capacity of a DVD varies from 7.4 GB to 17 GB. That means a huge amount of data we can store in a DVD. So it is a large capacity external memory. So DVD is our external memory what have a large capacity, that is 4.7 GB to 17 GB. Blu-ray disc. What is that? It is used for recording and playing of high definition video HD as well as storing large amount of data. It has more than 5 times of storage capacity of DVDs. That means if a DVD have a 10 GB of storage capacity, that means in a Blu-ray disc we can store 5 times of 10 GB. That means 50 GB. So we can store 50 GB of data in a Blu-ray disc. It is used for recording and playing of high definition video. That means HD video, high quality video we can record and play through this Blu-ray disc, as well as storing large amount of data. Okay, we can store large amount of data and used it for recording and playing also. It has more than 5 times of storage capacity of DVDs. That means it is larger than DVD also. We can store a large and huge amount of data in a Blu-ray disc. This is also our external memory. Next, what we have? We have pen drive. This is also our secondary memory or external memory. That means it is also can be used to store data and information. It is a small portable device that stores large amount of data, and it can be plugged into any computer with a USB drive. Pen drives can be plugged into any computer with the help of a USB drive. Nowadays, pen drives are available with a storage capacity ranging from 2 GB to 32 GB. Nowadays, we can have also 64 GB pen drive also. So, it is a large amount of capacity where we can store huge amount of data in a pen drive. It is very easy to use and carry. We can easily carry those pen drives, and it is very easy to use and transfer those data from one computer to another computer. So, this is also our external device, external memory and secondary memory also. This is a portable device also. It can be plugged into a computer with the help of USB drive, and the capacity of storage is very high. So, these all are our external memory: hard disk, CD, DVD and pen drive. What next? Next we have is units of memory. That means a computer stores and processes data or information in the form of binary numbers. That are the smallest unit of data or information is called bit or binary digit. A bit can have only a single value. That means 0 or 1. 0 means off state and 1 means on state. Do you know what is binary digit? I will tell you that as computer only understand the binary digit, that means 0 and 1, binary language or low level language or machine language that consists only 0 and 1. Computer only understand the zeros and ones. Whatever we want to command or instruct to the computer, we have to write in combination of zeros and ones. So these are binary numbers, and the smallest unit of data and information is called bit. A bit can have only a single value, that means 0 or off state and 1 or on state. 0 means off state, 1 means on state. Suppose like switch off and on for a fan. if we off the switch of the fan, that means the value is 0, and if we on that switch of the fan, that means the value is 1. So binary digit are 0 and 1, and computer only understand this. So these small digit are called bit. The smallest unit of data information is called bit. You know, whatever we have to measure, that there are many units. Suppose we want to measure our weight, that means something we have to weight. In those units are, to measure the weight we have gram, kilogram, etc. And we have to measure, if we have to measure the distance of something, that can be measured in meter and kilometer. So every pointing material, whatever we want to measure, that measure should be done in some unit. There are many kind of units to measure those things. So in computers also we can measure the capacity of our data or information. So this can be measured by some units. The small unit of data are called bit. We can measure the small unit of data in bit. That means every information we have, every data we have, that can be measured in various kind of units. Those are the nibble, byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte and petabyte. That means a group of bits or bytes can be measured the capacity or the storage unit of our data. So a group of 8 bits will make a byte. Other units of memory are a nibble, that means 4 byte. 4 bit. If we have 4 bit, that can be measured as 1 nibble. If we have 4 bit of data, we can say that we have 1 nibble of data. 4 bit measured by 1 nibble. Next, 8 bit. If we have 8 bit, we can say that we have 1 byte of data. If we have 8 bits of data, 8 bits combined can be said as 1 byte. So 1 byte means 8 bits of data. 1 nibble means 4 bits of data. And next, 1 kilobyte means 1024 bytes. 1024 bytes can be said as 1 kilobyte. 1 KB. 1 KB means 1024 bytes. Next, what we have? 1024 KB means 1 megabyte, means 1 MB. 1 MB means 1024 kilobyte. Next, what we have? 1024 megabyte refers to 1 gigabyte, 1 GB. That means 1 GB means we have 1024 megabyte, 1024 MB. You can also say that the network capacity we have in our phone in today's life, you are all using the network to listen these online classes, that you have in your phone that 1 GB or 1.5 GB of data. That means we can measure our data in 1 GB or 1.5 GB or 2 GB. That means 1 gigabyte. That means we have 1024 megabyte of data. So if we have finished the 7.8 MB, that means we have already completed that 700 or 800 MB of data from a 1 GB of data. So 1 gigabyte means 1 GB means 1024 MB. Next, what we have? 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte means 1024 GB. That means 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB up to 1024 GB. It refers that 1 terabyte, 1 TB. You can hear that suppose we have a 1 TB hard disk, or that means the capacity of our hard disk is 1 terabyte means 124 GB. Sorry, 1024 GB capacity of a hard disk. Next, what we have? 1 petabyte. 1 petabyte means 1024 TB. That means 1024 TB. One thousand 24 TB means 1 petabyte. We can say that 1 PB means 1024 terabyte. So these are the units we have to measure our data or information. If we have a huge amount of data, we can calculate with the unit of megabyte, MB, GB and TB. And if we have less amount of data, we can calculate with the help of unit, that is bits and bytes. That means 1 nibble means 4 bytes, 1 byte means 8 bits, 1 kilobyte means 1024 bytes. So 1 KB means 1024 bytes, and 1 MB means 1 megabyte means 1024 KB. That's why we can measure our data or information with the help of these kind of units. Those are the units which helps us to measure our data. So this is called units of memory of a computer. So today's class is complete here. We have already discussed all the chapter. In our previous class, I have told you the first portion of the chapter, that is the introduction of computer devices, data and information. What are data and information? What are the functions of input, computer basics functions, input functions, output, processing, storage, etc. What devices we have? Input devices, processing devices, output devices, storage devices, and also the input devices what are used. So keyboard and mouse are the input device, scanner, microphone, joystick, light pen, all those are input device. Next, processing device. What we have? RAM and CPU and microprocessor and motherboard, all we have, those are our processing device. And next, what we have? Output device. What are those? Monitor, printer, speaker, all those things are output device. And next, in today's class, we discussed about our storage devices. That's the memory of our computer that can be divided into two parts: primary memory or internal memory, and secondary memory or external memory. Primary memory means the RAM and ROM, where in RAM we can read and write the memory, and the full form of RAM is random access memory, and ROM is read only memory, where we can read only the memory, we cannot write the data into the ROM. And next, the secondary memory or external memory. What we have? This memory where the data is stored on a long term basis is called secondary memory. It is used to store data permanently. So the secondary memory, what we have? Hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, etc. Hard disk is generally used to store a large amount of data, and CD is a small and portable disk where we can store data. And CD are of two types, CD-ROM and RW. CD-RW. CD-ROM means where we can written only once, but can be read the data number of times. And what is CD-RW? We can read the data as well as write the data number of times. So CD-RW means rewritable CD. And next, DVD. What is DVD? DVD is similar to CD and it can also store a large amount of data, that means 4.7 GB to 17 GB. And what is Blu-ray disc? Blu-ray disc is also a storing device where we can store a large amount of data, 5 times larger than DVD storage capacity. So we can store a huge amount of data in Blu-ray disc. And next we have pen drive. This is a small portable device. It can be plugged into any computer with the help of a USB drive, and this is very useful and easy to use, and also we can carry it easily, where we can store a huge amount of data, 2 GB to 32 GB. In today's world we can also have 64 GB pen drive also. So that means we can store 64 GB of data in this pen drive. Okay. Next we have the units of memory. What are those? Nibble, byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte and petabyte. These are the units to measure the data or information in a computer. So we have completed our chapter here. Today's class is complete here. We will discuss the question answers and the exercise of the chapter. Okay. So today's class is complete. Now, thank you students. Hare Krishna.